All right. Welcome, Bikeaholics. Ryan Urlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. Thank you for checking back in. This is a live video. I'm here working hard for you guys on my day off from the Leo job as usual behind the scenes. I thought I'd just pop a quick live. This is video today. I'm going to give you some information. If you haven't checked this channel, make sure you check it because I've already done a very in-depth video. I'll also put it in the link in the description below if you're watching later on lead acid batteries versus lithium ion. This is a lithium ion for Harley Davidson motorcycles because the technology is pretty badass. So I'm going to go over some of that. Make sure you check my video to understand the pros and cons of that, of those two batteries. All right. Now, I got into lithium ion several years ago. You see my police motorcycle behind us. We started using them, and we actually were using the brand. It's called Twin Power. And in my comparison video between lead acid and lithium ion, I talk about Twin Power because my Street Glide sitting over here, that's the one I did the video on. And I'm currently running the Twin Power in the police motorcycle. We really like it, have had no problems, and I'm testing that in my Street Glide Special over here. But I wanted to, everybody asked, well, have you tried any other brands? Well, unfortunately, here on the Dyna Lowrider S, this is a 2016 Dyna Lowrider S. Yep, brand new factory battery, 2 years old, went crap on me, okay? And that's pretty standard for lead acid batteries, unfortunately. I keep it tendered all the time, so it had nothing to do with that. Problem is the battery was fine. Also on this channel, search it, I show you guys how to test a battery using a voltmeter. I'll show you how to do that so you don't have to take it in. But this was charging fine on this Dyna with the 110 Screaming Eagle 110 motor. It was charging fine to 12.7 volts, which is great, but it was the cold cranking amps that was failing. And when I was testing it with the meter, it was dropping all the way down to like 6 on the voltmeter. So and it shouldn't drop below 10. You're starting to get there. So anyways, it went tits up. Even though I like the Twin Power, just for you guys, I purchased a different brand. I went to the dealership. This is a hard drive. I don't know a lot about them. I know it's distributed by Western Power Sports. I'm just going to kind of install this while I'm talking to you guys about, but they are about $150 more. This one was with tax $309. The Twin Power was about $325 with tax. It would cost me $150 to replace it with a lead acid. So this is what comes in it. Looks like it comes with 4 new terminal screws, and I'll get this out as I install it here. But they last a lot longer, and usually your lead acid only have about a year warranty, where these lithium ions have about 2-year warranty. So I've got a couple screws here it comes with. I'm getting out of this, and then we'll pop this battery out. And this is one of the nice things, obviously, is just they feel like a toy. If you guys have never seen these things, they're crazy, crazy light. You play catch with that thing. They don't feel like they're a real battery, but they're awesome in a lot of ways. And they last a lot longer. In fact, one of the guys I know at my local dealership, he's a drag racer, motorcycles, and he's up to 8 years on one of these. So pretty awesome. It came with a couple protectors. Make sure when you're putting these in, guys, the main thing, if you're going to switch over to lithium ion, is you want to make sure that you get the proper case size. You see how that fits in there? Because lithium ions can be a lot smaller. This battery technology is awesome, and it could be a ton smaller than it is, but I don't want it smaller because I don't want it banging around, and I don't want to shim it. When they first came out, a lot of guys were shimming it in sports bike. They still do. They shim it in there to make sure it doesn't rattle around. I like buying it with the stock case size. And so what you have to do is you have to be careful. I'll try to link to some of these, some affiliate links in the description below after we do this video to give you guys an idea of where to get them. But that's one of the main things. And I've got this is my battery tender. Always tender them, guys, if you're not riding them. I tender them all. It just tends to make them last longer. So, but what I was saying is make sure you get the correct case size. And you can see that they just basically purposely made this battery and this case size bigger so that it would fit. If I can get that screwdriver, so it would fit in here. And I'll just run this tender out the side. All right. So we got that side on, and I'll get this. Now, lithium ion, obviously, they last longer. They're lighter. I am really liking the technology, and I get it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I am curious to think if you guys think it's worth the extra money. If you're considering it's $150 more, oh, excuse me. If it's $150 more, But, and I'm not saying that you'll get 8 more years for sure. I mean, that just is one case scenario. But let's just say that even if we half that, cut that in half, and this is giving me troubles here. If you cut that in half and you only get 4 years out of it, or 5 years, at $150 more, that's pretty awesome. That's kind of a savings. My fat fingers, if I can get this started. The other thing that I really like, now this is a 110 motor, so we need some cranking amps. Now the stock lead acid that I took out of here, guys, it only came with, 315 cold cranking amps. I mean, Harley, when they're putting these lead acids in, they're putting the bare minimum that they can get by with to save cost. They really don't care. It's kind of standard for motorcycle and car companies not to care about that, but we've got that in there. This new lithium-ion, and again, it was the bike just wouldn't turn over. It was charging fine. It just gives that lug, and it just wouldn't turn over. This one, we called the distributor on it. And what I'm going to do with this, guys, is actually we'll put the strap on. But this comes with 500 is what the manufacturer, when we called over there, said this has 500 cold cranking amps. So it's more CCA, which is nice, especially to turn this 110 over. And you see I'm just running my pigtail out the side here. That's how I do it on this bike. There we go. And then we'll get this screw in. So this bike's been sitting here for literally 3 weeks without a battery. The reason is because I wanted to save this and actually talk to you guys and do this live video for you guys and talk about it a little bit. So that's another thing. They just come, last longer, lighter, the cold cranking amps. Now, the other thing you want to remember, so this is installed now. I'm excited because I hope this evening is going to be beautiful, and I love getting on this bike just for a quick ride at night. The old Dyna Lowrider S here. And hopefully this battery, as the batteries go bad in the bikes around here at Law Abiding Biker Media, we're kind of changing them all over to lithium-ion now that I've actually tested it. So give me some time. Again, this is the hard drive battery, and I have no affiliation with these people. It was distributed by Western Power Sports. Fast recharge can be brought up to 90% charge within 6 minutes. So that's the nice thing about lithium ions. You can literally bring them up really quick. 6 to 12 times more cycle life compared to lead acid. Pretty standard across the line. And you saw this had side and top terminals, which is really nice. Heavy duty case and terminals, extremely lightweight. Everything I go over in my comparison video. The other thing you want to know about some of the important things about lithium ion is keep them tendered. Lithium ion only lose, if I left this all year in the garage, especially if I just remove the negative terminal, only loses 10% of its charge over like a year period, where lead acid lose 1% per day. But I still tender my stuff. I just don't want to damage a battery. And you never know if you have a parasitic draw of some sort, if you have stereo systems, you just don't want to ruin it. But make sure, I'll link to some of these too for you guys, but I'm starting to switch over to all these because I'm switching over. But it gives me the option on here to go lead acid or lithium ion in one charger. It's like $35, but I will put some links. Make sure if you're doing lithium ion, use lithium ion. Reason is they charge to about 13 to 14 volts, whereas a lead acid only charges to about 12.8 volts. So if you're using the wrong one, you're either going to overcharge it or undercharge it. So where are we at on time? 8:50. All right, guys. Are we getting any questions on there?
Someone said, do you have to have a battery tender?
Yeah, you don't have to have a battery tender. Some of my bikes I ride every day. So it's probably not as necessary. But if you're not, I just tell guys, for $35, I don't want to ruin a $310 battery. So if you're not going to ride it for a week or whatever, I would strongly suggest spending $35 that will last you the rest of your life. Just tender it. It's gonna keep it topped off and all that. And these are smart chargers, so you just leave them on, especially if you're in an area where there's snow and stuff and it's cold and you can't ride for a week. But the answer to the question is technically no. If you're going to ride it all the time, the charging system is going to keep it topped off. But I can't wait. I'm not going to do it here on this video, but to crank this over, because it was slowly getting really slow over time, and I knew it was going. It should, like my Street Glide over there with the twin power, it's just, man, it's so nice to just fire those things up and they just turn the motor over so quick. So, all right, guys, yeah.
Do they come charged?
Yeah, they come fairly topped off. I haven't tested this one, but I guarantee I did the twin powers. It'll fire the bike. You don't even need to charge it. I've put them on before and fired the bike right up, no problem. So again, even if it's sitting on a shelf, it only loses 10% over a year. So they don't have to really worry about them losing their charge. So that's my love.
Storing in the cold is fine?
Yeah, storing in the cold is fine. Doesn't matter. I've actually done, if you watch my comparison video on this channel where I tell you the pros and cons of both, I actually put it in a freezer and for you guys and brought it out, put it right on the bike, and the bike fired right up. So you don't have to worry about that. The only thing lithium-ion can do if they're in cold for a very extended period of time is they go to sleep. And that's to conserve themselves. All you have to do to wake the battery up is turn a headlight on or bump the starter a couple times, and it will realize that you're wanting a draw from it, and it will come to life and fire right up. But honestly, I've left my bike out for days in the cold and I haven't run into that, but it can happen. Not a big deal. They just go to sleep is what it's called. So very good questions, and thanks for being here live, everybody. Really appreciate that. So we're going to get going. I appreciate the questions. Appreciate y'all being here. We coming up Monday, this Monday, which would be what, the 10th? Yeah, is that right?
What?
Yeah, the 8th. So the 10th, we're going to be live, private, patron, member only live broadcast, 2-part series we're doing about, it's an exciting subject for me. Popeye will be in the studio, and one of his buddies, a guy that just rode the Alcan Highway and the Northwest Territories. And it's something I don't know a lot about, but on that podcast, we are going to dive in, and hopefully you guys will, patrons watching, if you want to become a patron, link in the description below, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, and you can get access, t-shirts and stickers. You can watch those private live broadcasts and chat with us, and we have a ball in there. But thanks a lot. Any other questions before we go? No. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I will give me some time with this hard drive battery, and I'll be able to give you more information. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell icon. Every time those are hit, another biker joins the revolution. We'd love to have you part of it. And by that, hitting that bell icon, you'll get notified when I do come out with videos such as this and on my results of testing this. So, all right, guys, get out there, get your knees in the breeze, do some riding. Thanks for tuning in. We're out.